Hello everyone who just wants to BELLUM all over your mechs. I am Border, also known as BorderRRR, and welcome back to RTS commentary, or though I guess Battle Simulator commentary again. So I think the last RTS commentary I did was on Mechabellum, but this is a different one. I've made a wonderful discovery with Mechabellum in recent months, weeks, I don't know. It was somewhat recent. What is time even? It wakes me up. It wakes me up really well, because there's like a perfect congruence of traits with Mechabellum. In that, you have to be alert, you have to be paying attention, but it's not tiring. It's not tiring the same way an actual RTS game would be. Like, you play something like StarCraft or Command & Conquer, your brain is working, it's multitasking. With Mechabellum, you are planning. You're doing logistics, you are doing strategy, and then you sit back and watch the fireworks happen, and you can kind of recharge your essential juices. That's the word I used, I guess. And that's wonderful. So, I have found, and I haven't been keeping up with this recently, I do have to say that Mechabellum wakes me up in a way that, like, matches or is even better than a cup of coffee. This game is like caffeine. Other games are like, what's it, like, I don't know, let's compare, like, traditional RTS to, like, a yummy steak or something like that, or something, I don't know, something delicious but chewy, in that, you gotta work for it, and it's a lot. But the Mechabellum, you kinda just, you kinda get in there and, like, your brain is like, oh, we've gotta be thinking now, we've gotta be warming up, we've gotta go, like, doot-doot, all systems go now. And there's some advantages to, like, waking up with Mechabellum. Also, by the way, disclaimer, as you can see in the footage here, I only play with bots, because multiplayer is for people who have tolerance of other people, and I never like having other people have my fun at their mercy if I can help it. If I wanted that, I would go out and meet people IRL. I know, it's perhaps weird and wrong, because online friends are real friends, never forget that. But, big stinky but, advantages, at least with playing with bots, over coffee. Coffee is a diuretic. It dehydrates you, makes you pee more, makes you poop more, makes you sweat more. It's one of the reasons I'm such a sweaty person. I drink a lot of coffee. Combination Mechabellum and coffee is, like, ideal for waking up in the morning when you gotta do things. Also, the fact that it's quick. Match of Mechabellum, like, you can see here I've tweaked the health of these things to be, like, more. So, like, instead of the base health being 4,500, I've set it to be 7,000, just to make it a little bit longer, because otherwise it's too short. Not satisfying enough. So, yeah. Get in there, nice and alert, ready to go. And that's kind of gotten me thinking of, like, why aren't there more games like Mechabellum? Have I just not been looking out for them? Because I haven't heard of any. It's not... Here's the thing, though. We live in an age where something could sweep the whole damn world and take billions by storm, and then you could just not hear about it because you're plugged into the wrong news network or social media accounts or what have you. So, if there are other games like Mechabellum, like proper, strategic, tactical battle simulators, we're not talking about, like, you know, tabs or anything like that, the things where you just have, I don't know, a sandbox mode, and that sandbox mode is most of the game. I'm talking about where, like, their thing has an AI, a tactical AI, bots you can practice against, or even multiplayer, you can go up against other people. Something like that, something like Mechabellum. I remember reading somewhere, I'm not going to look it up because I don't Google Live anymore. You can Google Live if you want to, and I'll Google afterwards, and we can both comment on the video saying, like, ah, Border got it right, or Border got it wrong. Great fun to do that. But anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, so it's like, are there other games out like this out there? Because I would love that. Can you imagine, like, a fantasy version of this? It's just like, or just like, you know, the battle simulator, proper tactical battle simulator version of, like, old RTSs, because it would work incredibly well. Like with units from StarCraft or Command & Conquer or something like that. You can picture it. Hell, even Age of Empires. Just, you know, have towers instead of... Well, actually, Mechabellum does have towers. It has, like, what do you call it, the towery things at the back where you beat them. By the way, let's talk about Mechabellum a little illustrated. I swallowed my pride and went on the internet looking for strategy because I felt I was missing something about this game. And the tips. In case anyone was watching this video hoping for Mechabellum tips, well, I have some that I got off Reddit. So, there you go, Reddit. I read it on Reddit. For one thing, every round try and unlock a free thing. That's very, very helpful. It's just like every round, just in case. The other thing is always prioritize the veterancy. Like, you have a set order of things you do between each round. Is you always want to make sure you want to upgrade your units to be veterans, because veteran units are just so much more powerful. And then you place two little guys. Well, you place your 2 units that you can place each round. And then you start focusing on tech. I was really focusing too much on tech in my previous playing of this game, and that was really hindering me to beat even I don't know, the regular bots, because they just outnumber me. Tech is very expensive, and you know, to get a second tech upgrade on a unit, you could buy, for instance, with the Mustangs. Upgrade them once, great, but upgrade them a second time. There's 2 units of Mustangs you could buy for that. I'm making up these numbers, I don't remember. I think you can actually see in the gameplay footage, multiple times I forget to unlock a unit. I'm looking at that now and mentally kicking myself in the past, which is hard to do. Kicking yourself is already kind of difficult. You kind of have to, hold on, you can't see this, but it's imagine you're doing a high kick backwards and you that was the sound of me kicking my own butt. It's kind of with the sole of your foot. So you can literally do it, but doing it to your past self from your present, that's a little bit more difficult. Oh yeah, there was an update from Mechabellum the other day. I love how, probably people who actually make content on Mechabellum, because, by the way, I haven't watched any of that. If anyone could recommend a good Mechabellum content creator, please do so. Because that would be interesting to see, their content format. But the Hound with his little spray bottles things. I just called it a spray bottle. That's not what it is. But anyway, it's yeah, just that's such an interesting unit because it's. I think I know what it's kind of based on. The real life equivalent. It's the Boston Dynamics, dog-like robots that Honestly, if you, haven't heard of Boston Dynamics and what they're doing, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you have some interest in mechs and robotics and kind of stuff like that, and good on you, because that stuff is interesting. But yeah, for the longest time, Boston Dynamics, which is, that company goes way back. I think it's, founded in the 80s or something, or even further back than that. Don't do it, past border. Don't put it there. Don't put it there. Yes, good boy. Alright, so yeah, that's another tip. Boston Dynamics, I must remember I was talking about that, but yeah. So when you have call-in units like that, chuck them along with your other forces, particularly when it's on round, something ridiculous, round 6 or something like that. Because otherwise they'll get swarmed, and that's bad. Okay then, what are you doing, past borders? Anyway, Boston Dynamics. So for the longest time, they were just kind of... It's good science in that they were doing a thing just to find out, because to find out what it could be good for, you know? Science is like that. It's what the hell is it? It's not called the Planck equation or whatever. It's it's that thing, that formula that was developed in the 18th century, or was it 19th? But anyway, it's just some mathematician did it for fun, and it turned out by lucky coincidence to be incredibly useful. For calculating, rocketry. How the rocket fly. How the rocket take off. Very handy. But Boston Dynamics was very much that thing. Alright, we want to make, you know, walking robots. Walking vehicles and stuff like that. Because, I don't know, could be useful somehow. And for the longest time, it was, kind of a solution looking for a problem. But then they made Spot. That all-round useful thing. The little robot dog thing that, you can use in construction sites and send it down into, mines that are, filled with poison gas or something like that. Site surveying, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's, pretty, honestly, groovy. Good for them. And, of course, the Department of Defense over in America land, not too long ago, and by not too long ago, again, time is weird, they strapped a gun on it, and that's basically what the Hound is. It's got like a break-action shotgun on top of it. It has a water sprinkler on it to water the lawn and also to wash away acid and burny stuff. Because, like, yeah, I kind of for some reason thought that Mechabellum was released ages ago, but it wasn't. It was released in 2024. Or at least, maybe the main version was? Maybe it was in early access? I don't remember. I should really do research before doing these kind of commentary videos. If you thought this was a video essay, oh, by gum. Oh, don't you feel foolish now? Well, you shouldn't. I'm the one who should feel foolish, because commentaries are like that. I'm just blathering at a microphone while gameplay footage plays. So yeah, this is kind of why I want, I kind of like to up the base health a little bit. It gets laggy as hell. But yeah, it's like at this point where you get like the epic battles, like, and when you get a nice, you can just see that the Hounds are doing excellent work just washing away the fire. And the Mustangs. Mustangs are great. Mustangs are great. There's certain units. More tips is that if you see the opportunity to unlock the Wraith for free, you should probably take it, because Wraiths are amazing, particularly with that aura they have, which slows enemy. What does it do again? It slows enemies down and makes them take more damage. It's like, mwah, perfect. Synergy, I say. Anyway, we're doing another round here because, like, it's, I don't know, 20-minute commentary at least. So now this round, I think, goes slightly different. That starting thing I used to have such trouble with until I remembered, right, remember, to win, you just need to have one more unit standing than the other guys. So yeah, there's that. So, also, crawlers are just one of those things that, like, I think I literally was reading, just by accident, on Google earlier, looking up when Mechabellum was released, that, like, crawlers are amazing in the early game, and they get less good as the game goes on, and I believe that. It's just one of those things in the late game, there's just so much Daka flying around that the crawlers get minced. In particular if they have, what the hell is it, Vulcans? The big flamethrower bots? Those are like, those do a real number on crawler swarms, and it's like, yeah, nah, like, crawlers are out of the game. But especially, like, in the early game, just, like, flanking crawlers is, like, my default strategy. It's just like, alright, where have you put slightly less dudes? You have put slightly less dudes on your left flank, I'm gonna put so many damn crawlers there, and you will rue the day. Incidentally, one thing that the AI does not do that I wish it did do, I think it used to do this, is it doesn't flank. It doesn't put units on your flanks. And I wish there was an option for that. Maybe there is, I've looked. Maybe I'm just stupid, but like it would be more interesting when practicing against the bot, because the whole point of the bots is that you practice, right? And the real human people will put stuff on your flank, like exactly what I'm about to do. Like there's literally nothing over there on the enemy's left flank, and my right flank, and like it's like. You gotta put some crawlers over there, mate. You gotta put some crawlers over there. You gotta channel your inner Australian and put some in the outback. Because it's outback, get it? I just accidentally walked into that pun and I feel great. Also, they bloody well upped the range on there. And there's the Rhino. There's the other tip, is that if you get any kind of power that, essentially allows you to drop units wherever you want, you should take it, because it's just it's so unexpected and the enemy can't see it coming. In particular, things like rhinos. Rhinos are one of those things that is, if you get them in the right position, they are amazing, because they're just so tough, and they just pull so much fire onto themselves that your more squishy ranged dudes can just let rip. What do you end up doing? Here's the thing. I recorded this footage ages ago. I don't remember what I did. And also, it is a little bit of a bummer, I guess, that you don't get to play with the big boys that often in Mechabellum, because, like, it's like most strategy games. Your opening basic units are generally the most useful, if only because they're cheap and they have a job to do and they do it well. Saying that, I do remember in Command & Conquer, it's like tank spam is the way to go. And particularly in games like Command & Conquer 3, once you can build mammoth tanks, there's no point in building a smaller Predator, for instance. So, man, now I want to play the... Here's the thing. My willingness to play video games, particularly RTSs, is always greater than my... I guess energy to do it, which is why Mechabellum is so fun, is because, getting back to the original point of the whole video, it's still like, you have to be, like, you know, it's energizing, it's not draining. Like, you play a half-hour RTS game, particularly if it's on a higher difficulty, like, you need a nap afterwards. It's like, is this relaxation? Is it really? It's like, I don't know, it's a little bit like Dark Souls in that you have to be so alert and so on it that, like, your brain's working. Your brain is working a lot. I freaking love watching crawlers just maul something. It's great. Don't shoot my fortress. And that's the problem with the acid. Like, anything that does percentage damage in this game as well is amazing. Like, fangs, those little infantry bots, are one of those things that, like, when they're, I don't know, they're kind of good against, like, smaller, lighter units when you first get them. But then you upgrade their range and, like, get that little tech to make them set things on fire with their little energy pistols. Then they are terrifying. Like, you just get a whole formation of them letting rip, and it's just stacking the, like, what's it? The incinerate, I guess, is the debuff in this game. Just burning, I guess, is the other thing. But, yeah, you just do that. And they can tear, like, much bigger, scarier units to pieces. It's amazing. But yeah, it doesn't work so well on stuff that with photon coating. See, this game has such strategy and depth to it. It's lovely. Real bastard to learn, though, I have to say. What was I pointing out? Alright, I had a point to make, but I completely forgot what it was. That's what I get for not having a script. But yeah, so, like, percentage damage and that kind of thing. It's just really good. Like, oh, no. It's like the exhaustion, like, tiredness. Like, this game wakes you up simply because you're not having to micromanage stuff. There's no multitasking in this game. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, in an RTS game, like, even the ones, like, I don't know, like, there's real-time tactics games and stuff like that where it's like, you basically, there's no macro, so to speak, it's all micro. It's all just making sure that your dudes are, like, I don't know, just running around doing things. You don't have to worry about an economy at all. Even then, you are multitasking, because you are having, even in games with very good AI, you are babysitting your army of morons to make sure they don't get themselves killed. Like, can you tell I've just finished playing through Age of Mythology over on me stream channel? Go binge that, please, because that's fun. Nothing quite like someone who's not used to playing RTS games, playing an RTS, well, a remade RTS from their youth, and you'll see like, oh god, I remember this being easier. But yeah, so it's like, there's no multitasking in Mechabellum, it's just one thing at a time. You just go through, you upgrade your units, you place new ones, you upgrade their tech, and you put them in the right position for them to do the thing, and it is loverly. I love it. I love it to bits, and really could use some hounds to wipe up that acid. I never use the acid thing with crawlers, because I tend to find, like, here's the thing. Admittedly, my units are advancing, like, through the acid now and getting mauled, but also the enemy also will be advancing through the acid and getting mauled, so it's like a real double-edged sword. Same with, like, setting the ground on fire. It's one of those things that, like, when the enemy does it, it seems really effective, but when I do it, it's like, my guys are setting their own asses on fire. Alright, then you got to look at the force composition. Got to look at the force composition. What are you doing past border? Aha! I, right now, would have gone for the rhinos there, because, like, I've got that rhino drop. Is he going to forget about the rhino drop? He might forget about the rhino drop. He might forget about the rhino drop. He's not going to forget about the rhino drop. He's going to put it over there. Oh, wow, look at it. No, don't do it past me. You've learned better since then. When did I record this again? Hang on, when did I record this again? I recorded that... Okay, not that long ago. It was like a week ago I recorded this. I'm amazed I remember anything. Like, not even to do with this footage. I'm amazed I remember anything. Where am I? What am I doing? Who are you? Like, comment, and subscribe if you remember who you are. And if you don't remember who you are, also like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry for that. Just couldn't resist. Alright then, they're doing the photon thingy. And, like, here's the problem with the bots. They don't guard their flanks really well. Sometimes they do. They tend to really prioritize one flank over the other. So, I guess that's the limit of the bots. Maybe I should play on Insane, because, like, as you probably noticed, this is on hard. We gotta love Typhoons. Honestly, like, there's so many good units in Mechabellum. They're great. Love them. And there you go! There's a bit of Mechabellum. Better than coffee. Wakes you up beautifully. I love this game. I'm gonna play more of it, probably later today, in fact. And that's me clicking around trying to figure out where the hell where the hell I should leave off there. But yeah. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have coffee, tea, any kind of caffeine you want. But if you don't want any of that, play around with Mechabellum. It'll wake you up nice and wonderfully. So, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, go check out me second streaming channel where I put me stream VODs, because I stream on Twitch, by the way. You should come join me, it's great. And I'll see you next time in whatever game comes next. Farewell.